In this lecture, we are going to find the angular momentum and the parity of a given nuclei. So, in order to find that one, we have to know the energy level sequence of proton as well as neutron. It may be slightly difficult to remember the level sequence. So we have to use some a method so that you can write down the level the sequence for proton as well as neutron nuclei for cell model. So here we are constructing a simple model, and here this is the first term. Let us write down the first term 1s because 1s half, so s is the L is equal to 0 state. For a state where this number is your half is angular momentum j will be L plus s and L minus s. There are two possibilities. For a state there is only one possibility, L plus half. So L is 0, so 0 plus half is half. So this is j is half. So this is the first level, and the second level is L is equal to one state. For one state, L is equal to 1. So L plus half is 3 by 2. So this is the j value, and L minus half is this value. So P state, and there will be S state. S will be S half. Now this one represents the first time S state is appearing. When the S state is appearing second time, you are putting the number 2. Now again, if you put L is equal to 2, the state is L is equal to D state. Since L is equal to 2, the J value will be 5 by 2 as well as 3 by 2. Since it is appearing first time, so you put number 1 here as well as here also 1. Then L is equal to 1 P state. There are two levels, 2P half, 2P 3 by 2, 2P half. This 2 is the second time the P 3 by 2 state is appearing. So first time already you have P state. The second time it is appearing. So you put this is 2P 3 by 2. So 2P 3 by 2, 2P half, and again you write 3S half. This is the third time the S half state is appearing. So already you have 1S half and 2S half, now 3S half. So in this way you can write down the energy. So here 1F 7 by 2, 1F 5 by 2, 2D 5 by 2, and 2D 3 by 2 for P state. This since it is P state is appearing third time, already P state appears one time and second time this is the third time. So you put this is number is 3P 3 by 2, 3P half, and 4S half. Okay, now similarly this is L is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, you put 4, L is equal to 4, you have G level, L plus half and L minus half. There are two states, 1G 9 by 2, 1G 7 by 2 is one level is 1G level is appearing first time, and again you put 2F 7 by 2, 2F 5 by 2, and here 3D 5 by 2. This is the third time the D 5 by 2 state is appearing. 3D 3 by 2 and 4P 3 by 2, 4P half, and 5S half. Similarly for H state, you can write down this number 1H 11 by 2, 1H 9 by 2, 2G 9 by 2, 2G 7 by 2, and so on up to the S state you can write. Then I up to I, let us write, we can write 1I 13 by 2, because here I is equal to this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I is equal, L is equal to 6, this I, and the state is I. So here this is 1 I 13 by 2, 1 I 11 by 2, 2H 11 by 2, 2H. So up to this let us write. Then we make an arrow mark along this direction. So from here, 1 state, so you begin from here. So 1 half, then again you begin from here. You write on the arrow like this. 1 half you write first level. The total number of particles occupied in the 1 half state is, this is J is equal to 2J plus 1. If you have a jth state, 2J plus 1 will be the total number of particles in that state. So when J is equal to half, 2J plus 1 is 2. Therefore, this is 2, 1 is half. So this is the total number of particles that can be occupied in this state. Then, let us move along this direction. So this is 1p 3 by 2. So this you are writing 1p 3 by 2. Since J is equal to 3 by 2, the total number of particles is 2J plus 1 is, this is 4. So after going here, again you move along this direction of the arrow. So you again move from here. This is 1p half, total number of particles is 2, and 2d 5 by 2. So 5 by 2, J is 5 by 2, the total number of particles is 6. So you move along here. Then again 2s half, the total number of particles is 2. So you move, the next level is 1d 3 by 2, and next level is 1 of 5 by 2. Again you move along this direction, and you fill 2p 3 by 2, 1 of half. Here you make a you leave some position, and this position here, the 2p half level here, from here it is occupied. This level is occupied in this position. If you include spin orbit interaction, there is some intrusion in the levels. So 2p half is comes here. Again 1g 3 by 2. Then from 1g 3 by 2, you make a mark like this. So you go down the arrow, the direction of the arrow. The direction of the arrow is here. 1g 3 by 2, 1g 7 by 2, and you move along this direction. 2d 5 by 2, then 2d 3 by 2, and 3p and 3s half. So this is the way the level sequence are arranged. And after this, 1h 11 by 2, 1h 9 by 2, and 2f 7 by 2, and here 2f 5 by 2, then 2p 3 by 2, 2p 3p half. So up to this you can go like this along the direction, and after that 1i 13 by 2, then 2g 9 by 2, 3d 5 by 2, then 1i 11 by 2, then 2g 7 by 2, then leave some space here, and this space is occupied by this level. The 4s half is occupied here, then 2d 3 by 2, and so on. So this diagram can be easily constructed and can be remembered, because if you look at this diagram, number 1, in the first column, the first number is 1, the second column is the first number is 1, and the orbit starts from S is equal to 0, SPDF. So L0, 1, 2, 3, etc. it starts here. And if you look at the second column, L starts from 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that one. Then the third column, the number is 2. The first number is 2. Fourth column, the number is 2. And the next, the first number is 3. And the next column, the sixth column, the number is 3. The first number is 3, and so on. So this this diagram can be easily memorized. That you can keep it in mind very easily. So once if you remember this diagram, then the arrangement of nuclear levels with increase in energy can be easily written. So here now let us see this one. 1s half is your first level, so this is 1s half. Along the direction of the arrow you write down. Then second one is 1 p 3 by 2. The total number is 4. Then 1 p half. The total number is 2. 1d 5 by 2, and the number of particles here is 6. The number of particles means it may be, there are two levels, one corresponding to the proton, one corresponding to the neutron. For proton, this is the 6 means the number of protons. If you consider neutron levels, the number of neutrons is 6. So for each proton as well as each neutron, you have to write down the levels. So there are two nuclear levels, one corresponding to the proton and another one corresponding to the neutron. So the levels are arranged in this form. So next one here, PS half 2, then 1D 3 by 2 4, 1F 7 by 2 8, and so on. So you note down this one. So once if you go here, you note down here, the 2p half is in between 1s 5 by 2 and 1g 9 by 2. So 1g 9 by 2 and 1f 5 by 2. So this so you must remember this. So this level. So you draw you note down this this diagram, and this 2p half goes to a position between 1f 5 by 2 and 1f 9 by 2. So in between these two, this 2p half here, like so you must remember that one. Similarly, you can draw the level sequence. So the sequence of energy levels along the diagram. And one more thing is 4s half lies between 3d 3 by 2 and 2g 7 by 2. So you remember these two. So 4s half this half, and so this 4s half, this lies between 2g 7 by 2 and 3d. So you can write down the energy level sequence. So the first task is you draw the diagram, so they can be easily memorized. And from after drawing the diagram, you draw the arrow. The arrow, drawing the arrow is very much important. And the first 5 arrows are along a particular direction, and from 1g 9 by 2, the direction of the arrow is slightly different. So you have to remember that one, and you draw the arrow correctly. And after drawing this arrow correctly, then you can write down the energy level sequence and this form. So this is the energy level sequence corresponding to the nuclear, whether it is a proton or whether it is a neutron. You have to write down the nuclear levels. So this is the first step. This is important. So once if you write down this one, then now let us discuss the problem, because mostly the nuclear particle is given, and you are asked to find the angular momentum and the parity for any particular nucleus. Now the nucleus, this can be categorized into 3 ways. So one is, if you draw the level sequence, and the outermost level, if it is the proton number is E1 and the neutron number is E1, we call this is E1 nucleus. And if the proton is E1 number and the neutron number is R, this is the E1 R nuclei. And the proton number is R and the neutron number is E1, this is R E1 nuclei. So this can be categorized like this. Here odd R nuclei. So the number of proton is R and the number of neutron is R. So both are R. This is odd R nuclei. So A1, proton number and neutron number is A1, is A1 nuclei. The proton number and the neutron number is R, is an R nuclei, and the proton number and neutron number are A1R or RR. You can call this is A1R and RR nuclei. So mainly it is categorized 3 forms. Now let us take one example how to apply our diagram so that you can easily from this you can easily calculate the angular momentum and parity of the particular nuclei. Now here oxygen O816, 8 is your Z number and the proton number, and the 16 is your mass number. So your Z number, the proton number is 8, and your this is the neutron number, which is 8. So first step is from this nuclei you have to first calculate the total number of protons and the total number of neutrons. So first this is the first step. Then you write down the level energy level sequence. So from the diagram you refer the diagram and you write down. The first term is 1 s half, the maximum number of particles is 2. So first you write 1 s half 2, then 1p 3 by 2 4, there are 4 maximum value. Then here 1p of 2. Now you add the this number, total number of atoms, 2 plus 4 plus 2. So which is equal to 2 plus 4 plus 2, 8. So the total number of particles, the proton is 8, neutron is 8. Since for neutron is 8, you have the same levels, 1 s half 2, 1p of 2, 1p 3 by 2 4, 1p of 2. So again, so for both neutron as well as the proton, and the levels you can say, you know that and the outermost level is a even number. So this is 2 is a even number for a neutron, 2 is the even number for proton. If there is a even number, it is a paired. So when once the particles are paired, that means the angular momentum must be 0. So the angular J must be 0 because they are paired states. Even number are paired states. So this is the total angular momentum is 0. And the parity is phi is equal to positive always. So if both are even, and the parity is positive. Because the parity is defined as the minus 1 whole power L1 plus L2. The angular momentum here is 1, and the angular momentum of other particle is also 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So minus 1 whole power 1 plus 1 is 2. So the parity is always positive if it is even nuclei. So for even nuclei, the J value is calculated as 0, and it is a parity is positive. So this is the answer for if you are asked to find the parity, angular momentum parity for this nuclide oxygen O or 16A. For this angular momentum parity, phi is called as a parity, and J is the angular momentum. So this is 0 positive. So this if it is even nuclei. If it is even odd nuclei, so for example, C carbon, that is 6. Here proton number is 6, neutron number is 7. So if you write down the level sequence, energy level sequence for neutron, the first level is 1 s half, the 2 is occupied, and 1p 3 by 2, 4 level particles are occupied, and 1 s half. So since there are 7, 2 plus 4, 6, the remaining 1 is 1. So there is one neutron in the outermost level 1p half. And if you draw the energy level corresponding to the proton, this is 1 s half, 1p 3 by 2, 4. So this is a even number. So it is a paired. So since it is a paired and this is a odd number is unpaired. So you have to choose the unpaired level. You have to take the unpaired level. For unpaired level, this is unpaired level is 1p half, and the number is 1. The J number corresponding to the unpaired level is J bit. So the total angular momentum corresponding to the angular momentum of the unpaired level. So since here this is half, so this is half. So j is half. Parity is pi is equal to minus 1 whole power L. L corresponding to the corresponding to the unpaired the state corresponding to the unpaired. So this is a p state. Therefore this L is equal to 1. So minus 1 whole power 1. So this is a minus 1. Therefore this is parity is negative. Angular momentum is half. Therefore this is j half is j pi is equal to 1 by 2 whole power minus 1. So if it is a even odd, suppose if it is odd even means you find the now total number. This is the 13 is the total number of protons, and you subtract from the mass number, you will get the total number of neutrons. So you write down the energy level sequence corresponding to the proton. So 1s half 2, 1p 3 by 2 4, 1p half 1d 5 by 2 5. So you can write down the energy level sequence corresponding to the proton, and for neutron also you can write 1s half 2, 1p 3 by 2 4, 1p half 2, 1d 5 by 2 6. So this is in the even number. Since it is in a even number, it is a paired level, and here it is an 5 for proton level, it is unpaired. So you take the unpaired level. Unpaired level is important for calculation of angular momentum as well as parity. So 1d 5 by 2, 5, this is odd number. Now this j, the j corresponding to the unpaired level will be the total angular momentum for the this nuclide, and L is because d state, so therefore L is equal to 2. Therefore parity is equal to minus 1 whole power 2, which is equal to positive. So j pi is equal to 5 by 2 angular momentum. The parity is half. So this is the result. This is the angular momentum parity corresponding to the nuclide 27 aluminum 30. Now for order, so this is important. Order 7, proton number is 7, neutron number is also 7. So write down the level sequence. This is 1s half 2, 1p 3 by 2 4, 1p half 1. So this is unpaired level. For neutron also, the last one is 1p half 1. So this is odd 1 1. The number of proton as well as neutron in the last cell is 1. So this is odd nuclei. Both are unpaired. Now in this case, if you want to calculate the angular momentum, you have to use a rule called Nordheim's rule. Nordheim's rule will let us calculate the total value J1 plus J2 plus L1 plus L. You have to calculate. And once if we calculate J1 plus J2 plus L1 and L2, if this gives odd number, then the angular momentum is J1 plus J2. And if it gives a even number, then J will be the modulus of J1 minus. So this is you have to apply for Nordheim's rule. And the parity is minus 1 whole power L1 plus L2. So this is your parity. So you have, so for odd you have to use a Nordheim's rule. So for example, for this problem, for nitrogen 14.7 here, this nuclei J1 plus J2 plus L1 L2 is equal to what? And J1 is equal to half, J2 is equal to half, and L1 is equal, since they both are p states, this L1 is equal to 1, L2 is equal to 1. Therefore, the total value is equal to 3. So this is odd number. Since it is an odd number, the according by Nordheim's rule, the value of J is equal to J1 plus J2. So half plus half, this is 1. So the parity is minus 1 whole power L1 plus L2. So 1 plus 1. So this is plus, therefore J power 5, which is equal to the angular momentum is 1, and J is equal to the parity is half. So using this method, you can calculate the angular momentum parity for even nucleus, odd even or nucleus, as well as odd nucleus. In order to calculate the J and pi for the odd nuclei, you have to use a Nordheim's. Now let us take some few problems. So carbon, say copper 6329. So let us take this problem. For P, the proton number is Z, which is 29. The neutron number is 34. Now you see, if the number, proton number or neutron number, if it is less than 52, and you can use this this diagram. This is you can use this construction diagram. Only up to this values you can write down, because this is much more easy to remember when compared with the previous one. So mostly in examination, gate examinations or NET examinations or any type of examination, the number will be usually the proton number or neutron number will be usually less than 52. Since it is less than 52, then you can use this diagram. This will be much more convenient, or this will be easy to remember when compared with the first diagram. So it can be easily written down. You can write down this diagram first, and using this diagram you can write down the level sequence very easily. So this for 29, so you refer this one. 1s is the first term, 1p 3 by 2 is the second term. So this is total number is 2 here, 4 here, 2 here, 1d 5 by 2 is 6, and 1 2s half 2, 1d 3 by 2 4. So along this direction, so you move along this direction. So first here, then you move here, then you move here along the direction of the arrow you move, and you fill the levels. And the last level, because since it is 29, this is 2 plus 4, 6, 8, 14, 16, 20, 28, and this is the last one is 29. So this is unpaired. So this is unpaired. And for n is equal to 34, this is even number. If it is even number, again you can write down the level sequence. You find that this is a given number. So this is pair. So even number is a pair. So unpaired level is important for the calculation of angular momentum. So you take this unpaired level 2p 3 by 2, and this j will be your g, and this is your L. L is equal to 1. So the angular momentum j is equal to 3 by 2. Parity is equal to minus 1 whole power L. L is equal to 1. Therefore this one, this is negative. Therefore the j plus phi is equal to 3 by 2 minus. So the angular momentum is 3 by 2, and parity is minus. To take the another problem, silicon is Z number is and the proton number is 14, and the mass number is 24. So the P is 14 and N is 14. So you write down the level sequence for 14. You will find this is a 6 here, and for neutron you have the same sequence, and again this is the last level. This is also even. So this is even nuclei. So we have already told that for even nuclei, the angular momentum is 0 and the parity is positive always. So this is a result is very simple. J pi is equal to 0 positive. Then you take the third problem. You take a carbon. This is 11, atomic number 11. This is Z number is 6 and the mass number is 11. So for proton, P is equal to 6 and the N is equal to 11 minus 6, 5. So write down the sequence, energy level sequence. The first is 1 S half R, 2, 1 by 3 by 2, 4. So this is a paired level. Last one is a paired level, so this is even. This is even. The second one for a neutron, 1 S half 2, 1 by 3 by 2, 2, because this is pi, N is equal to 5, so the last level is 5. So this is unpaired. So this is R and this is even. Therefore this is even R. For even R, you choose this term, odd term, 1p 3 by 2. So you have to choose only this one, and this j will be towards 3 by 2, and L is equal to the P state L is equal to 1. So pi is equal to minus 1 whole power L. so which is my negative. Therefore, the angular moment is 3 by 2, parity is minus for carbon 11 6 nuclei. You take another problem, boron. This for this nuclei, Z is P is equal to 5, and N is equal to 10 minus 5. So if you draw the energy level sequence, this is 1 s half to 1 pi 3 by 2 3, 1 s half to 1 pi 3 by 2. So there are this is both are odd. This is odd nuclei. For odd nuclei, let us find the number, because in order to find the angular momentum, you have to use the Nordin's rule. So you have to use this rule. For this you have to find J1 plus J2 plus L1 plus L2. Find this one. J1 is equal to 3 by 2, J2 is equal to 3 by 2, and L1 is equal to 1, L2 is equal to 1. Therefore, once if you add, you will get a 5. So this is an odd number. If it is an odd number, according to the rule, J is equal to J1 plus J2. So J is equal to J1 plus J2, and parity is equal to minus 1 power L proton plus L neutron. L1 plus L2. That means L proton plus L neutron. For L proton is 1, and the angular momentum corresponding neutron is also 1. Therefore, minus 1 whole power 1 plus 1, which is positive. Minus 1 whole square, which is positive. And the J value is equal to 3 by 2 plus 3 by 2, 3. Therefore, the angular momentum and parity for this odd nuclei is 3 plus. So here you have to use a Nordin's rule. Then fifth problem is let us choose cobalt 6027. This is for proton number is 23, neutron number is 33. Using our the first diagram or your second diagram. Second diagram is much more convenient because the number is less than 52. So you can using the second diagram, you can fill the energy level. 1 s half 2, here the next level 4, 2, 6, 2, 4. The last unfilled level is 1f7 by 2. So this is not complete cell, because there are 8 particles. It is a complete cell. And this since there are only 7 particles here, 7 protons, this is incomplete. So 1 7 by 2 7. So this is R. This is odd number of particles. Protons are in the outermost cell. For neutron, again, if you fill up the numbers, here this is since there are 13, this is 8. The 2p half 4, 1 f 5 by 2. So this is also odd. So the level is different here. So this is 1 f 7 by 2. This is 1 f 5 by 2. So using that diagram, you can easily fill. First draw the diagram, and from the diagram you can write very easily. The sequence may be easily written. Now, since it is an odd nuclei, find the J1 plus J2 plus L1 L2. So one is J7 by 2, 5 by 2, L1 L2 are 3 3. So this is even number. So if it is the even number, by this rule, Nordin's rule, J value is equal to modulus of J1 minus J2, so 7 by 2 minus 5 by 2, which is equal to 1. So the angular momentum is 1. Parity is minus 1 whole power Lp plus Ln. The proton, the angular momentum corresponding to the proton, which is equal to, since it is in the F state, this is 3. For neutron also it's in F state, this is 3. So minus 1 whole power 6 is a plus value. So the parity. Therefore the result is, this is the result. Now for the next problem, neon, P is 10, N is 10. So you write down the level sequence: 1s2, 1p 3 by 2 4, 1p half 2, 1d 5 by 2. So the last level is important. This is incomplete shell, but it is a even number. If it is a 6, it is a complete cell, but here it is an incomplete cell. However, the outermost orbit is you are having 2 particles, So it is a paired level. So it's a even number. Similarly for neutron also, you have 1d 5 by 2, 2. So both are even. So this is a even nucleus. For even nucleus, the total J is equal to 0 and the parity is always positive. So J plus is 0 plus. So you can easily write down the angular momentum and the parity corresponding to this nucleus. Now let us take few more examples. Magnesium 12. For magnesium 12, P is equal to total number of protons is equal to 12, total number of neutrons is 13. So write down the level sequence. If you write down the level sequence, the outermost level corresponding to the proton is 1d 5 by 2, and the number of particles is 4. For the neutron, the outermost level is 1d 5 by 2, but the number is 5 here. So this is a even. For proton it is a even. For neutron it is a R. So this is a even R. For even R, you have to consider the unfilled, the odd part of the level. So this is 1d 5 by 2 5. This is a odd level. We choose this odd level. And this J will be the angular momentum. So this J is 5 by 2. That is the angular momentum of this nuclei. And the parity is -1 whole power L. L is because since D state, this is L is equal to 2, therefore this is positive. So this is the angular momentum and parity corresponding to magnesium. For Sc, this here 45 21, proton number is 21, neutron number is 24. So write down the level sequence. The last level is 1 of 7 by 2. This is odd because there are one particle is R number is here. Here it is 4. This is a even number. So this is a odd even. You choose the term corresponding to the R 1 of 7 by 2, and this 7 by 2 J is here. That is the angular momentum of the nuclei. And pi is equal to -1 whole power L. L is equal to here it's 3. So this is 1. So odd even, that is important. The number is not important. Whether it is 1 or 3 or 5, that is R. That number is not important for the calculation. The number here, this number is not important for your calculation. And this number is useful only to find whether it is an odd or even. Now let us take another example. Zinc 30 63, proton number is 30, neutron number is 33. Write down the level sequence for proton 30. The last level is, if it is even number, usually this will be even. Since this is R, you write down the level sequence. This is R 1 of 5 by 2 1. So you consider this one 1 of 5 by 2. This J will be the angular momentum of the nuclei. So J is equal to 5 by 2, and L is equal to 3. Therefore pi is equal to -1 whole power L 3, which is negative. So J pi is equal to this is 5 by 2 negative. Now let us choose another one. 127T53. Number of particles is 53. Proton is 53, large number. N is 74. Now let us write down the level sequence corresponding to the P is equal to 53. We need not usually we need not write down the level sequence corresponding to this even number. If it is even number, the last level will be a even number. So R number is important for the calculation of G. So the last level here, if it is an even number, that will not be used for our calculation of angular momentum. If it is only odd number, it is important. So you write down the level sequence corresponding to 53, using 50 for 53 according to our scheme given earlier. You first complete the energy level diagram, and you will find that the last level is 1, which is 7 by 2. and 3. This is odd, and for the proton, for the neutron it is even, and therefore this is odd even nuclei. For odd even nuclei, this J is 7 by 2, pi is equal to, parity is equal to minus 1 whole power L, L is equal to 4, so this is positive. So J pi is equal to 7 by 2. Now usually the larger value Z or proton will not be asked in the examination, but we must be able to write down the level sequence, and we must be able to calculate the J value as well as the parity. So here the proton number is 82, and the neutron number is 125. So this is odd number and this is even number. You write down the level sequence for the odd number, it is enough for the calculation of the parity. So for because even if you write down the level sequence for proton even number, and the last level is filled with the even number, which is a pair level. So that is not important. So write down the level sequence for the neutron alone. This 125 odd number. Since it is the number is more than 52, you have to use the first diagram. We have given a scheme how to write down the level sequence using the first diagram. So must be, in that case you must remember that first diagram. So using the first diagram, the level sequence is written like this, because the sequence is a very lengthier one. And finally you will get 1s 13 by 2, the number of particles is 13. So this is a even odd nuclei, and odd number is 1i 13 by 2, the number is 13 particles are there, so odd number. For odd number, J value will be this I 13 by 2, this is your J value. Pi value will be minus 1 whole power L. L value is because L0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I is equal to 6. This I, the state is I, and therefore this is your minus 1 whole power 6, which is again a positive value. Therefore J pi is equal to 13 by 2 pi. So this is, so only for number which is greater than 52, you have to use the table and the construction diagram that you have given earlier. I have given a name, Elangovan diagram, because this is constructed by myself. That's why I have given this name. And so using this diagram, you can easily fill the level sequence, energy level sequence, and the level is, the number is less than 52. The diagram will be much more convenient to remember when compared to the first diagram. And if you remember the entire diagram, that is also important. So depending upon the value of number, whether it is a P number or Z number, if it is less than 52, then you can use the second diagram, which will be much more convenient. And you can find the total angular momentum as well as the parity for all the type of nucleus. So this question is for every year in net examination or gate examination or set examination. You are asked to find the angular momentum and parity corresponding to particular nucleus, nuclei particles. So for this method will be much more convenient, and you can surely get the correct answer. Thank you.